So I've been listening to everybody talk about the young lady, the bungee jump that happened. I think it was in Brazil, and how they threw her over the cliff. The bungee cord wasn't connected, and I am just like, I'm grieved, not because of the fact that she not only did she lose her life, she didn't deserve that, but I'm thinking this is a lost soul. I don't know this girl, and I'm not necessarily speaking about only her in this situation, but the first thing that comes to my mind is, was this girl saved? You know what I mean? A lot of us, we don't like to talk about these things. I'm not saying she wasn't. I'm not saying that at all. And I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to be insensitive. I'm not being insensitive, but I think that a lot of people don't realize that people are out here risking their lives in the name of fun, and they are actually losing their soul. And some of them are not saved. I'm not saying she's not, but a lot of people are not saved, and they are losing their soul in the name of fun. Bungee jumping, and when I think about these extreme sports, you know what I mean? I'm not coming for anybody. I used to do roller coasters and things like that, because I'm not saying that you shouldn't do what it is that you feel that you want to do for fun. I'm not saying that, but like, I sit down and I really ponder, where did the idea of bungee jumping come from? And I'm not just only speaking about bungee jumping, but some of these extreme sports. Where did that come from? I really think that a lot of these risk your life sports, because I'm not going to necessarily call them extreme sports. I'm going to call some of them extreme risk your life sports. I feel like a lot of these ideas of, hey, let's attach people to a cord and throw them off of a bridge, I feel like that's from Satan. Ain't no way that God is going to give anybody an idea to tie a rope around their ankles and toss them off of the bridge or a cliff in the name of fun. That would never come from God. I honestly believe that some of these ideas of these extreme sports, it's satanic. It's demonic. It comes from Satan. Because God is not going to ever tell you to jump or do a lot of these things in the name. You are tempting death. That's ultimately what a lot of these sports, or extreme sports, that is actually what a lot of us, and because I've gone, like, the most I've done is like paragliding, and you know what I mean. So like I said, I'm not telling people not to do what it is that they want to do in the name of fun, but I just want you to think about some of these things. Like, you are literally paying your money to risk your life, and are you saved? Because yes, you can die in a car accident. Yes, we all know you can die in a car accident, a plane crash, walking across the street. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm not going to do is, and I'm not saying this is no longer about her. God rest her soul if she knew God. That is not, I'm not talking about her, but I'm speaking about myself. I'm not going to pay my money. I've gotten to a place where I'm like, you know what? I have enough problems. I've had enough health issues where I could have almost died from them. I'm not signing up to put myself in a situation where it's a higher level of me maybe possibly dying. I'm not doing it. But we tempt, I feel like with some of these sports, it's from Satan, and it's used as a measure to tempt God. By the grace of God, a lot of people go and they do it, and they successfully complete these sports, and they are alive and well. You know what I mean? But I feel like that is God's grace. That is God's protection as well. And I'm not saying that for this person, God's protection is not there or not. But I think that we are given a choice. We are all given a choice. You know what I mean? And with these sports. And I think it was, I don't know if it was negligence or if it was done on purpose, but we have to really examine some of the things that we call fun, what we consider fun. A lot of the things that what we consider fun is from Satan. The ideas of it is from Satan, because that is his goal, to kill, steal, and destroy. That is his goal. And he's like, hey, let's come, if I was Satan, let's come up with a way to possibly get more souls where it looks fun. Every person might not die, but there are going to be a lot of people that are going to die, because I mean, if you research, a lot of people have died from extreme sports. Let's come up with a fun way. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that because a Christian does this type of sport or not, that doesn't make them a Christian. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying sometimes we as individuals need to think about some of the things that we call fun, some of the things and the decisions that we make. I'm not coming down on anybody. I'm not condemning anybody. But I honestly, I just believe, I think bungee jumping, the idea of it is satanic. And I'm not trying to be one of those people where I don't think that everything is the devil. And I'm not one of those people, but I just think, I'm like, the idea of it, if you really sit down and think, I don't think the Holy Spirit gave somebody the idea. I don't think the angels of God, I don't think Jesus gave revelation to say, hey, this should be a sport. I really think it was from Satan. But these men that threw her off the bridge, yeah, they should be convicted, because that's the one of the first thing you should look at, is the bungee cord connected. You just toss her over the side. But that's something to think about. I don't know if she was saved, but that was the first thing. Is this young lady saved? Some of the things that we choose to do in the name of fun, are we saved? Because it's a high likelihood that you could die or be unalived from, these extreme sports. Are you saved? Are you in right standing with God? That's just something to think about.